Ask me how I'm living, I'm telling them great. Ask me how I did it, I'm telling them grace. Yeah, hey, ask me how I did it, I'm telling them grace. Ask me how I'm living, I'm telling them great. Ask me how I did it, I'm telling them grace. Ask me how I'm living, I'm telling them great. New me, no time to waste. Look at me, you see I don't play. I keep running on out of shape. Need a hero, go sign a cape. New me, no time to waste.
Fuck.
Oh!
Yeah.
Did you just cut?
No, I didn't. No.
Yeah, you sound like. Anyways, we are here. The towels are in the building, and we got a special guest today. And we keeping all because we ain't got no time for this now. Messing around everything. This is my co-host Daryl Tao, and you have me, the heart, the soul, with a little bit of spice, Coach Lee.
Oh, she's showing out.
Welcome. You like that? Don't you like that?
I did. That was
she is showing out.
I'm just saying, like it's a Friday. Yeah. I'm running on my last bit of fumes. Listen.
Okay. Skip my intro. I'll come back to it.
No, I want y'all to see when y'all tune in. Make sure he got both intros that he just did, and you'll see why I just had to take over. But anyways, proceed.
Yo. Hey, look, we got a special guest today, man.
We do.
I mean, a real special guest, and like we talked about before, meeting people in different ways, and I mean, I think that's how mutual relationships or great relationships is formed. And ran into her. How did I meet you?
Mutual people, just the community talking.
Yeah.
You got your thing going on, I got my thing going on, and they're like, do you know?
Yeah.
Not just be in the middle of it all.
And
you're in the middle.
I mean, just make sure.
Yeah. And it was nobody. It was a heavy hitter, a mutual friend that we know, you know what I mean, from Slam Magazine. And we was talking, and he brought up your name, like, yo, you need to connect with her. If you don't know, I'm talking about Melanie Page, filmmaker extraordinaire, fellow hooper,
fellow DMVian.
You would go there.
Hey,
you would go there.
Don't hate. Do not hate. He's something from the 7-5. So
yeah,
he
I
don't
heard.
like any of it. Said that. You heard that? You heard her voice? She said, "Yeah, I heard."
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
I bless it.
Yeah.
But anyways, well, before we get into this, usually we do our little roundabout
Current
rants.
events. Yeah.
Do we have any rants today? I do have a rant.
Uh-oh. Hello.
Actually, it's not a rant. It's more so how quickly people turn on folks.
Okay.
And speaking, shout out to our man. Can I say his name or not?
Yeah, go ahead. It's public.
So our homeboy Shaggy from the 757, he's Z104 is his radio station.
Yeah, down at Virginia Beach.
And he got, I guess, essentially potentially caught up with a situation that happened down there, and it was a homicide next to his building, and he went to go see it, but I guess he might have maybe been under the influence. Don't know the details. This is just everything that's just speculated, and that how the media be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more to it. But
Right. And so he got locked up. And this is, since I've known Shaggy, I've been with my husband for 15 years now, and since the day I've known Shaggy, he has been solid, sweetest, my guy, don't drink, what you need when you come in town, I got you. Love, all love. To hear this, I was like, something really had to be off. Mm-hmm. One. But then for me, you go to them comment section, because, you're trying to figure out, like, oh, well, what happened? Like, he not answering the phone. And I'm talking about they are dragging him. And this is a dude, like I said, me personally have had nothing but good connections, good conversations with him. And then he does great things for the community all the time. And to see how they are dragging, and when I say dragging, like, he's a drunk, he's done this, it's about time. Guess you can't, hide behind your mic no more. It's like, and it just and for one thing, and regardless if it's true or, there's facts behind why he did or why he did not get caught up, whatever the case may be, it's just the fact that, like, dang, is anybody gonna come to his defense?
yeah.
Like,
it is some people in the comments, but just to hear what everybody's saying, like you said, he been getting stuff in the bus.
Yeah, he's
like literally getting buses full of toys for kids every Christmas.
For the 7-5.
You know what I mean? Looking out for the police, like a real stand-up dude in the community. And it's just crazy how everybody just
People are always looking for something bad in good people.
Always.
Yeah.
always, and it's really, really sad. And it's something that we started to teach our oldest son because he's, killing it athletically, and everybody's on his, stuff right now. We like, listen, at some point you're gonna have one bad game because everybody's gonna have a bad game.
Yeah.
That one bad game, they're going to drag you. We need you to understand. Unfortunately, that's the world we live in. But for him, I was like, when I saw it, like it was one of those, you would have thought he was on what's that little raggedy show? Love and Hip Hop, one of them type shows. you know how they be on it. Yeah, I was like,
Right.
dang, yo, that's my man's like, chill. We'll figure out what the truth is, but give him grace.
Yeah.
Like, we don't give people grace no more.
Don't give grace anymore. Like, don't allow human people to human.
That's it. So that's my little speech for today. So for all y'all who got something negative to say about Shaggy, check yourself. What's the scripture? He who's without sin cast the first stone.
Yep.
Toss it. If you ain't got nothing going on, toss yours. But outside of that, support, because we don't know what's happening. He ain't killed nobody.
Right.
He might have made a mistake. He pulled up on the scene. He shouldn't have been on the scene. Like, that's all we know. That's all we can run with. I would just make sure he's okay. Like, that's it.
Yeah, he's straight gonna bounce back. You know what I mean? From PA, man. PA is the greats down in Virginia Beach, man. You know what I mean? Princess Anne, you know how we do it.
Pennsylvania?
Right.
Man, come on. No,
she ain't from there. You had to explain. And anybody who's watching, they're going to be like, from Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Princess Anne.
Yeah.
Princess Anne High School, where the legends are made. Pharrell Williams, myself, many other greats.
I mean, Hooper, so we got Elizabeth Williams.
Yeah, she went to PA. You know what I mean? Yeah.
PA, though. Princess Anne is how I've always
known it as.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
All of us normals, but, the 7'5"
Understood.
PA. It's okay.
I'm catching up.
Okay.
All right, let's talk to Melanie. Melanie, what's you going first? Want me to go first?
I want to just, dive into, like, your upbringing in the area, but then also too what drew you to the game of basketball early on.
Yeah.
I had no choice. I grew up in a basketball family. So
Siblings?
2 older brothers. I'm the only girl.
Oh.
I'm the youngest. No choice.
Makes sense.
My mother played basketball.
Oh, nice.
And she played at American University in that first Title IX class.
Yeah.
So she's been in this area coaching ever since. So she was my first coach. I apparently begged her to coach me at Law Boys and Girls Club growing up. I was not going to play unless my mother was my coach.
Right. Makes sense.
She has not stopped coaching ever since. She's now the assistant coach at Washington Adventist University.
Oh, nice.
Which is in Tacoma Park. And yeah, she just finished her first season there, and she's so excited about her next class of young ladies to raise. Apparently, it's an NAIA school, apparently they have a roster of 16 or 18. Ridiculous. All the NIL and JUCO people trying to find places to go.
Yeah.
It's a crazy world out there. But my whole start was really growing up in the Boys and Girls Club system, which then branched off to AAU basketball and realizing you're kind of good at basketball. Went to the WCAC, won a couple championships.
Who'd you play for?
I played for Elizabeth Seton.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
Okay.
And now I'm here.
Collegiately?
I did not play collegiately.
Okay. What?
Injuries, concussions.
Gotcha. Yeah, them injuries will take everybody out. So now we're talking about a hooper that has transitioned all the way into the film world. How did that happen?
You want the short version or the long version?
The one that's going to have me be like, girl,
Ooh.
yes.
I will say I first picked up a camera. I've always been the designated camera holder in my family, being the youngest, the only girl.
That is true.
2 older brothers.
Yeah.
And my brothers also played basketball heavily growing up. My middle brother actually went to Hampton University. I know we got a 7'5" over here.
Yeah. What up, bro?
Yep. So he played. We're 3 years apart. But once my brother started dunking and being good at basketball, I was the person that they handed the camera to. And middle school, I made the first mixtape for my oldest brother of all his dunks and stuff. I taught myself Windows Media Maker on somebody's laptop, and I was just into it. but also it gave me a sense of worthiness in my family. Like, in a sense, like fighting for attention was always a thing. And especially because we always had other girls around the house because my teammates.
Right.
So what set me apart was I can lock in. Like, I'm utilizing everything that I know about basketball at that time. And I'm creating a mixtape to Kanye West song Champion back in middle school, and I was like, I need to sequence this, and I taught myself everything.
Wow.
This is
You was
before
about,
even,
what, 13, 14?
I think I'm a year early from her.
Okay.
So I think I was like maybe 11 or
I was
12.
about to say that.
Yeah.
You real young.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So then, did you go to school for film or anything like that? Journalism or anything like
Journalism is my degree in North Carolina A&T.
that? Okay.
So yeah, I always had a camera. Going into high school, I was still the girl with the camera on my basketball team too. I used to get made fun of for having a camera. Crazy enough how
For
times
real?
have changed.
Yeah.
Everybody. It's
Like,
always something.
Always something, but
People always talk about the stuff that they can't do. They might be secretly like,
Envious.
yo, that's dope, envious.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But they go ahead and be like, oh, that's whack. She got a camera.
like I
You know
have
what
so
I'm saying?
much footage of people like, oh, but you still got the camera.
Right.
Like,
Right. But you want to be on it though. Oh, okay.
Right.
We're just gonna leave that alone. But go ahead.
And then so I had concussion issues my senior year of high school. So I will play through it because, the scholarship was the goal.
Right.
But it came to a point where my headaches, my memory loss, my sensitivity to light and sound, everything was just too hard.
Wow.
And I had to make a decision of, am I going to continue down this path and keep trying to make basketball work as an active participant, or am I going to sit out and heal? But in my healing process and with my camera, that helped me remember things.
Oh wow.
So I'm filming for memory, but also it's capturing, and I started writing so that I can write down memories, and all of that I'm using today in my filmmaking skills. But it was a sense of my healing that I needed to do this.
Everything has purpose.
Exactly.
I'm a big advocate
Yeah.
of that. Everything has purpose that we go
Yeah.
through.
And what seemed like a devastation turned into your superpower.
Absolutely.
Right.
Blessing in disguise.
100%.
That's
That's
crazy.
crazy.
So when all that was happening, because we all know as athletes, we go through this gray area. You know what I mean? Like after when the ball go flat, like what's next? We trying to figure out what's what. Like what was that moment like for you to figure out like, yo,
Yeah, like
how did you correlate? Yeah.
Were you done?
Yeah.
Or were you
Right.
like,
And then
sorry.
correlate that to your passion in film to bring together as something.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was hard, and I felt like I was going through what a lot of my peers now are going through, that are retiring out of the WNBA or figuring out where to end their basketball careers at. But I went through that at 17.
Right.
After playing, I started playing at 5 years old. So I went through it and I'm watching my friends play on TV and in the community still hooping. And it was rough. I had to not look at
Yeah.
it because I
Makes sense.
missed it, and just the identity. My identity had been rooted in basketball for so long. So me at A&T, it was a struggle for me to even feel like I belonged and how to talk to normal people.
Right.
Because it was nobody knows me, but it was my camera, me walking around my fro and my camera that really gravitated and magnetized people towards me. And in that, my best friend in college, she told me that I should start writing a web series. And so sophomore year, we had a casting call for our web series, and that initiated our production company called Major Motives that I've been running since my sophomore year of college to this day. But it started because I just had somebody there that saw me with a camera. We were doing a lot of fun little, stuff that people are doing on TikTok now.
Right.
Literally,
Yeah.
before TikTok and Instagram,
You guys are doing that.
Yeah.
Right. Is she still in it?
She's still my advisor.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But yeah, it's cool that the camera made me feel like I belong somewhere and I could bring people together and make people smile and remember stuff
Right.
all at the same time. So utilizing that as a device has been miraculous, and I'm mostly self-taught for the most part in my trajectory. So.
That's super dope. Yeah. How important do you find, like you talked about how your identity was in the game. Every time I hear that, I think about how the story, I don't know if you heard about Haley Van Lith, and how she talked about for so long her identity was basketball, and when she got into college, she's had mental, suicidal, depression, but she speaks on if she would have known better, she would have been more versatile growing up and not made the game so much a part of her life, so that when she went through those tough patches, you know what I mean, she was able to cope better.
Yes.
So you saying the same thing, like that's all you knew, and when it was taken away because of the concussion and all that kind of stuff, like how important would you, moving forward, tell the next generation about maybe spreading your wings a little bit early, or not putting so much into just one thing? You know what I'm saying?
Definitely, and I do preach that to kids that I get to interact with and mentor to this day, because basketball, like I said earlier, I had no choice.
Right.
But I wanted to play tennis. I wanted, like, my peers in elementary school, they wanted me on their softball team. I couldn't do any of that. There was no time, like, and I've always just been like a quirky, creative, artistic person. Like, I played with Barbies till I was like 11, maybe. Like,
right.
You know, I always had that imagination, but I always felt like it didn't have a place in the athletic world that I was accustomed to and just walked into, was born into, in a sense. So now at this big age, I'm learning to unlearn all of that and getting back to being creative and like doing vision boards with my friends every year, and you know, doing just super creative stuff just because.
Right.
And getting back to our childlike core is very important to me. And I think that's what the nexus of all of my work is about. It's about getting back to yourself.
I like that.
That's a unique perspective.
There is.
How does somebody go from picking up their camera back then in the dorms on campus to be able to work with Microsoft, work with Steph, work with Don Staley in the capacity that you have? How does that happen? Because, you know what I mean? Like, that don't happen.
Listen.
You know what I mean? Like, that don't happen.
I mean, shout out to God, but I have some people that have, it's all networking. Like, people have really taken me and wanted me to have these resources and opportunities. I've been blessed to, straight out of college, and with all the stuff I was doing in college, I would send it to my middle school basketball coach. Shout out to Miss Garner. And she, her first cousin just happened to be a director for ESPN Films. So my senior year, this is before I graduated, so my senior year, he was working and directing on, actually it's a Spike Lee short for ESPN called Redemption Song, which is about Howard University's soccer team back in the 1970s and them winning the national championship and getting that title stripped from them. People don't even know Howard University had a soccer team.
Yeah.
I went to North Carolina A&T. I did not know Howard University had a soccer team.
Right.
Me neither.
Look, I'm saying thing, and they're like, they do?
Right. And that was so good that they won a national
title. Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And then got it stripped away. It should still be on Anscape, I believe. You could watch it. But that was like my first time being on a real set.
Yeah.
And I was a production assistant, but working on that film for that year following graduation and whatnot, like I moved up to a associate producer. Like, they gave me that title. I was like, great.
And you were actually interning or working?
No, I was working.
Oh, nice.
And through Major Motives, I was contracted ESPN.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Major Motives.
Right.
So would you attest that was the one thing that got you through the door, and then it kind of taken off from there?
That was a really great resume starter, straight out of college. And the producer on that, his name is Mark Wright. him and his wife, Heather, they are like family to me. They're like a second mother, father figure, big sister, big brother to me. And they had their own agency that they kind of brought me into to start doing just small creative things. So like Guilford County public school system did a series for them, just like little other resume builders that I got to ideate and create in this environment. And then Mark, a few years ago, 2021, Mark brought me on to produce with him for a documentary at Jackson State.
Wow.
When Deion Sanders was going and bringing his entire unit up there.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's just different.
The initial pull up.
Yep.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So I was down there in Mississippi with him. We worked on a Texas A&M 12-man ESPN films. We worked on LSU baseball, SEC story. So I've gotten to be an associate producer on those ESPN docs and then producer on that Deion Sanders situation. So being kind of pulled in, networking, and people just like, oh yeah, I want Melanie on this because I see the work that she's doing. She's been able to do her thing in these environments that are very male dominated, and I'm holding my ground. Which it's been extremely tough, but it's been necessary for me to get to where I am.
No, that's super tough. What how is it like as an athlete, right? But now you're in these environments with these people like Deion. And on you're with ESPN. Like I could tell you during the doc, you know, I'm coming into the room and we about to interview Alonzo Mourning. And he's like, yo, I told Jay last night talking about Michael Jordan. I was like,
I told MJ.
Oh my God. And I'm like, you know, we on set, so I'm trying to keep okay. But I'm looking at Daryl and I'm like, like, I'm a hooper first, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? And you, Alonzo, I have your card upstairs in my room. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how was it like being in these platforms and on these stages with these type of people?
Yeah, it's cool. It's super surreal. I have I don't watch a lot of sports, to be honest. Like, I watch the WNBA, I watch women's basketball. That's kind of the extent. But the people that I'm around, the friends that I have, so like when I got the call that I was going to Mississippi for this doc, I called up one of my best friends, and he is a sports fanatic.
Yeah.
And Deion Sanders is like his North Star. So I called him, I said, can you tell me everything about Deion Sanders right now? I am leaving tomorrow. And so that's how I study her. Like he'll send me links. Like I have people that will send me the resources at the base level of things. But so when I'm in these situations, on these sets, I'm not completely ignorant, but I'm also like how I operate because I still get to exist with these people as a human.
Yeah.
And I think that is what makes people gravitate towards me because I don't know, like I'm here because I want to learn about you. I'm here for you, not who you are perceived to be.
Right. Yeah, that's dope. That's good. That's real good.
Yeah. What so that eventually led you to create your own documentary? Can't retire from this?
Can't retire from this.
Daryl's telling me all about this, so I need more deets.
Okay. Yes, sis, I got you. Yeah, Can't Retire from This is my purpose project in all of this. So when the pandemic hit, and like I said before, I tried so hard to ignore basketball as much as possible. I mean, I would come home, my mom was coaching AAU basketball in the summertime for years and years. So I would be home for like 1 or 2 weeks every summer, like show face. But really, I've kind of been like this mythical figure to them all these years, like a distant big sister. But when 2020 hit and I was in LA, but I needed to be home, nobody knew what, for future people watching this, the pandemic was a very crazy situation.
It was. But at the same time, it was actually kind of nice. Like,
yes.
I like being kind of like, we didn't have much to do. Like, we were still operating fully, but we were in our own space. You know what I mean? It didn't have to mingle with too many people.
Right. Facts. You can be very intentional with your time and space.
Yes.
Which was very good. had a lot of growth since then. But me going to college, started college at 17. So now I am in my mid-20s, and this is my first time being home.
Right.
Like, I didn't go back home maybe for like 2 months after I graduated college. And then I moved to Atlanta briefly and then LA. So being home and seeing my mom interact with these 15, 16, 17-year-olds and like getting to know them and how they feel about basketball, it really sparked me because they were looking up to me as like this Hollywood producer,
Right.
et cetera. I'm like, what? Why?
Right.
But they don't know like who I looked up to as a hooper. Like Nikki McCray was my favorite player for the Washington Mystics.
Rest in peace.
And then just other players that I played with and against, Coach Diane Richardson, Jonquel Jones, like all these
He
people.
played against Coach Diane.
I did not play for her,
I mean, against her.
but yes.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes, so she is the core figure in the pilot episode of Can't Retire From This
Oh,
as
for
the
real,
queen
that's
of
tough.
the DMV. So, yeah, I was just with her this weekend.
Okay.
It's phenomenal. But yeah, they didn't know the history of women's basketball. They didn't know why they played. They didn't know where basketball could take them. They just thought, I just got to play basketball for a scholarship.
Right.
And honestly, I thought the same thing when I was their age.
I think everybody did.
facts.
Yeah.
Right.
But now being in this big world, I'm like, oh, you could make money. You could do stats. You could do this, that, third. Like
they living in a good life right now.
Yeah.
And I just not working on anything at the time. I'm like kind of creatively anxious in the house and trying to figure out what to do, and the world's ending outside. So and also around that same time, Something in the Water just happened to be showing on Showtime around that time. And I had the spark. I was like,
Hold on real quick. In the water, not something in the water. Because something in the water is like us.
It's
And
so
then in the water is like y'all.
It's the KD versus the for real. Like
No, I'm just messing with you.
it's not that.
I am. And that does get confusing for sure.
Yes. So anybody watching 7-5 is going to be like, wait, we don't know her. No, we're talking about the KD film, guys. We're talking about KD.
I was like, yo,
I'm still tripping, you know, Diane, but go ahead. We'll talk about it. That's my mental. Yes.
Our fault, man. We kind of random and kind of, you know what I mean?
It's
Yeah,
okay.
distracted you. Go ahead.
Continue.
Sorry.
That's him. That ain't me. That was him this time.
I get distracted too because we could definitely go around. Something in the water or in the water,
Right.
minus something. Nothing in the water.
Oh, my great. She just threw it back like.
Pew. That was a little shots fired.
That was a quick one. Okay.
That was.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. That's DMV
Okay.
right there, baby.
You gotta be sharp,
Okay.
mentally sharp.
She was trying to pull that from me. She was thinking about
Listen,
it.
no, she pulled that one quick though.
Yeah.
She said something or nothing. That's what I like. Oh, the things in me go. Go ahead. Sorry.
But that documentary had just aired, and it sparked in me like our stories need to be told too. And I have all these teenagers around me that are looking for themselves in that type of storytelling.
Right.
So why not me to do it?
Yeah.
I have the resources, I have the experience. So I actually made a Facebook post saying, who wants to help me make this girls basketball documentary about the DMV? And former teammates of mine, because everybody was home.
Right.
And people were like commenting like, oh, I'm in, like, I want to know more. Let me help. Like, what do we need to do? Let's get started. And 2 weeks later, we were in our first interview.
Wow.
And which was with Hank Lloyd. And then a week later, we did Diane Richardson. And I was like, that was the aha moment. Like, this is the story. Our interview with Coach Rich was 3 hours long.
Wow.
And her entire life story is just so incredible, and the lives that she has touched, like, it's all for a reason that I was there in that position to be able to capture that.
Right.
Because nobody else has.
Right.
And she's done so much for the community, and I need for that love and passion that she has given to this area to continue.
Right. Right.
And for these teenagers that are looking up to me to see that,
Right.
so that they can continue going down that path and helping others.
Oh, we talking about the same Diane Richardson?
Yeah.
Are we really?
There's only one Diane.
That's the only one. Where's your Diane from?
Riverdale Baptist?
No. Because you were talking. No, the Diane I'm talking about is from Edison here. But same name, and Dud has.
Oh, I know. You guys do have a Diane Richardson here.
And she's phenomenal.
Right.
Shout out to Coach
There
Diane.
are two. Yeah.
So when you were talking so passionate, I was like, well, how come we haven't crossed paths sooner?
I forgot there's a Virginia one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Riverdale one.
Oh, see, listen.
Diane.
Shout out to both Dianes.
Yeah.
Yours in the MD area, mine in the Virginia area.
That's so cool, though.
Listen, and the crazy thing is she is an impact out here. Like, over 20 years, championships, turned out so many, collegiate players, gives back, is a phenomenal mentor. Like, and in our area, you know, she's a black woman who is holding her own. They try to take her out. She got her fight back, and she's still there. Love it. Shout out Diane. But that's the next one you need to do on her, because she's phenomenal.
Let me know. Where's she at?
Right down the street. I ain't nothing but a phone call. I'll be like, Coach Diane, hey, I got somebody for you.
After this, we'll do Diane Richardson.
There it is. Then you can do Coach Lee Tao, because, you know, she the up and coming. Just
There we go. And then we could get Diane Richardson and Diane Richardson.
yes, that would be tough.
And
I'm
name
on
it
it.
Diane.
Excuse me, I put it together. When she blows up, y'all remember, y'all heard it here first, okay? I put the two together. Just let it be known.
That just hit me.
Hello, see?
Yeah.
Ain't nothing.
We're doing that.
Come on, boy, come through.
We're doing that.
All right. You made me forget what I was about to say to you. So now you're doing this girls documentary, and we are, where are we with it right now?
So we just finished our film festival circuit. Let me not say just finished. I finished my film festival circuit because we're screening in Boston on the 23rd of June. I'm not going there. I am spent going to film festivals and travel. It's so much money, and so it's taxing on you to just travel so much.
Right.
Yeah.
But high note off of that is we won the Pan-African Film Festival this past March.
Oh,
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, the Academy Award qualifying Pan-African Film Festival out in LA. So that was quite the experience. And yeah, just trying to utilize these accolades that we've gotten with this, just the pilot episode, to be able to finish the rest of the series. So there's 2 more parts to this DMV series of it. But the big goal is to be able to franchise and tell the story about Atlanta girls basketball, New York, like all these hotbeds of women's basketball, and especially in these WNBA markets, and really tell that story of where basketball started, who were the influencers, who were the pivotal players in these areas that put basketball on the map and cultivated that community of girls and women's basketball.
Yeah, that's dope. It's perfect timing too, because the women's game is, you know, going crazy, rightfully so.
As it should have been.
You know what I mean? It should have been, but now it's like it's getting so good and so great, is surpassing, in my opinion, the boys.
Yeah, it's more accessible now because the women's game was kept in a box for the longest time. Those Maya Moore years.
Yeah.
If people had been able to see those games and know that they were happening and had the same publicity, I think we would have been constantly at this level right now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, even though we are still this hot, we still not getting the pay that they should be getting.
It's coming though. I mean, you ain't got no choice.
You hope.
No, it's just like the NIL. You can't go like it's here. Like at some point in time,
somebody gonna try to put a stop to it.
Nah, how? It's going crazy right now. It ain't no way.
It's too much legalities that they not
how you
thinking
gonna go
about.
from paying kids $10 million
because it's gonna
to
water
saying,
down.
you gonna only get 100,000.
It's gonna water down the game though, because now people are not going for the game. Like NIL was cool. Definitely agree that if I'm hot and I'm selling jerseys out for universities, I should be getting some type of cut.
Right, facts.
But now it's getting so entitled that now we're not going to the next level to actually compete. We going because, oh, you getting paid and this is what I'm going to go for.
And I'm going to sue you if you don't get my money.
Right. You know, see what I'm saying? You know so now are we playing, are we hooping anymore or are we about to be watered down NBA again?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
It's the wild, wild west right now.
So,
you know what I mean?
So hopefully, again, to the point, hopefully WNBA starts to get its dues.
Yeah.
Dues.
Yes. Please.
We like to call it.
sure.
Hey, my friends.
Hey, at any time did you ever get like discouraged doing that? Because the pandemic was what, 4 years ago?
5
years ago.
We started 5 years ago
Okay.
this past weekend.
At any time did you ever get like discouraged? Like, man, I'm tired of it. It's too much money trying to figure it out. They ain't get picked up yet. What does that look like for aspiring filmmaker? But then also I'm talking.
I was about to say that's our household. So can we? Because I'm not in none of this. I just sit and try to be cute and direct and be screening whoever comes through this door.
Yeah.
Yes, and dominoes.
Yeah. So yes, what does that look like? I need to know.
I mean, truthfully, I have probably had more discouraging moments than encouraging moments, but the more conversations I have, I'm even going to see one of the young ladies that sparked this idea, one of the 16-year-olds, tomorrow because like she's going through college right now and she needs her big sis.
Yeah.
It's stuff like that I'm like, this story is so necessary because of how I was raised and the resources that this community has provided for me. I need to make sure like we got these babies together.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's been a very challenging time. Like I didn't have a job. I am 100% freelance. So starting this, I utilized half of the money that I got from going to Jackson for editing, for, just laying out. At the end of the pandemic, or there's never ended the pandemic, at the end of that summer, we had done 40 interviews.
Oh, wow.
And we were we were just collecting interviews because it was so fun.
Yeah.
And we were getting out the house. And everybody was home.
Right.
Yeah.
And they would see us like starting to post on social media, like, what's this?
Right.
Or like somebody that we interviewed would be like, oh, you should talk to such and such.
Right.
Everybody's just ready to talk because everybody's sitting at home reflecting on themselves anyway.
Right.
So we had to get people while we could. And just sitting on all this footage, and we dropped the teaser trailer on January 4th, 2021. We started to go viral. I was on Fox News with a live interview, 7 a.m. on January 5th.
Oh, wow.
I interviewed Ari Chambers and Chloe Pavlik that afternoon, went to sleep. Following day, like we were still like virality was going. The following day, January 6th, Capitol.
Oh, the whole thing. Oh, yeah.
The news cycle changed with a quickness.
All this
Everything just halted.
Right. Dang.
We had the momentum going. People was
Locked in, and then that happened and stole the thunder.
everything just like. And then 2 weeks later, I get a call. Hey, we're going to Jackson, Mississippi.
Yeah.
So it was like we had all this momentum going, and then I had to make money.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So after Mississippi, which was April, May 2021, and then I was like, all right, I'm sitting on all this greatness, all this gold. Like I want to refine that momentum that we had at the top that first week of the year.
Right.
And then was fortunate enough to be able to pay for a month of editing. So I found an editor, assistant editor, and we just started editing and laying out what we even had.
Right.
And 40 interviews. Every interview is about an hour long, some even longer. So much stuff. And B-roll, we were at different basketball practices. We were at different outdoor courts, just all the scenics and stuff, just laying it out and trying to see what we had. So we were able to structure out what a pilot episode should look like for us. Also, there's animation in the pilot. or in the whole series, and a bunch of graphic design, doing research on archive footage and high school, all these different players. So we structured out, but we still felt like we were missing some very key components. So right away, went to WMV All-Star, had to get LaChina Robinson, we did 18 more interviews. So now we're sitting on 58 interviews.
Right. That sounds about right.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm at like 110.
Yeah.
Like ridiculous.
Crazy.
Like ridiculous. Over the past, 4 years we've been doing this? Yeah.
Just so much. And then I get a call that the end of that year, the head of LA Times at the time, his name's Kevin Merida. Kevin Merida used to oversee the Undefeated, ESPN Undefeated, turned to Anscape.
Yeah.
He dipped. Now he's in LA, my jurisdiction. He hits me up and he's like, have you heard about Sierra Canyon girls basketball team? I heard they're going to be good this year. Have you heard of this player named Juju Watkins? And I was like, Juju was about to transfer into Sierra Canyon. And Kevin said that if I wanted to do anything on them, he would have LA Times support.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So then I started getting into which eventually became the Juju Watkins documentary. And so then it's like I kind of had to put Can't Retire on the back burner again. So from 2022 to 2023, then I'm working and developing this Juju Watkins documentary series while also trying to figure out
your whole thing. Makes sense.
Yeah.
That sounds this you in our household
it's
right
just
now.
it's
when
just
we talked, we had very similar like she's like, you ain't by yourself. Like this is what I went through, you know what I mean?
And still going through. Like we are locked in our trajectories here. But now I've gotten to a point where, you know, certain situations happen with different projects that you're working on. You're just like, all right, I keep putting this on the back burner, but yet I have everything I need to get it to I haven't put all my eggs into this basket. I haven't put all my work into this yet.
You started something.
Come on.
What happens if I actually rely on my faith in God that my finances will maintain me?
I'm trying to tell you something. Listen,
Lord have mercy.
y'all keep talking. I be knowing my anointing. I know my gift. I be speaking it. Go ahead, keep going, girl.
Finances will maintain me so that I can pivot and just focus on everything that I have right here.
Oh, say that same line and look directly at him.
Focus on everything that I have right here, right in front of me.
Come through. If y'all could be in our household. I'm trying to go ahead. I ain't going
because everything that I've been a part of over here has been doing great. My name isn't like prominently on it, but I know what I'm doing clearly.
Right.
What happens if I utilize all of that?
I need that purr. Where's my purr button? I need that.
You gotta set it up. Still learning.
Good gracious, God, boy! If you could been this, listen. I'm just gonna tell you, pivot real quick. God is good, y'all. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And for those of y'all who don't got the faith, learn them. Let me be a testament. Let him be a testament. Let our newfound friend be a testament. I'm trying to tell you. Go ahead, keep going, because when we run this back, we gonna watch this section. And we gonna watch tonight. And it's going. And I'm gonna send it to John and everybody else that's a part of this whole thing. Go ahead.
But in doing all that and being able to pivot, then that's where Microsoft came in. And talking with the woman at the time who was the strategic partnership person overseeing Microsoft and their WNBA partnership, she hired me to do some content for just small something for Atlanta Dream. And then a month later, got to work with Asia Wilson. Then I got to do a really big Jewel Lloyd, Ryan Howard, almost scripted situation last year. And just like, this is me setting my own budgets and actually like, okay, I really do know how to produce and direct on this level, high quality, and I get to work with my friends and people that have helped me build Can't Retire from this on no money. I even got to take my DP and my co-producer to London last year because we got to work on something for another Microsoft branch in their music department. So even if I haven't been able to compensate them properly for this purposeful work with Can't Retire, at least I am able to build that bond and these experiences and at least give something for their pockets. To, you know, boost them. They can put Microsoft in their resume now.
Listen, it's all about experience.
Yes.
It's about the experience.
Yes.
It's not always about the money because some experience you'll never be able to get or reenact ever.
Right.
You said something earlier. You were talking about the little kids, how they would see you and be like, oh, like you've been out in LA, Hollywood, and, you know, the big time film producer. At any time, and we was talking to a gentleman named Don Ramsey, which is our guy. Don is dope. He work over at Nike now. We was talking about just the imposter syndrome. You know what I mean? Like, you know we got it and we know what we got, but at the same time, when you're not there yet, you know what I mean? Like, man, everybody's saying I'm good, but then in your mind, you kind of second. Did you have that anywhere during your course of your journey thus far? You always been like, man, I got this. I'm gonna go.
I have had imposter syndrome for the longest time, I think. I think I mentioned earlier about just not feeling like I really belonged in these spaces, but I will say through this process of Can't Retire from this, I've become more comfortable with being me. And it's also been helpful, almost therapeutic in that sense of being able to talk to so many different figures in the basketball space that I looked up to or, you know, didn't feel like I related to. And then listening to them tell their stories and their vulnerabilities to me. And I'm like, we're more similar than we are different.
Yeah.
I just have always perceived to be so much different from you, but no. And that has also helped me like learn how to talk to people, learn how to ask questions, to be able to find those relational aspects. And people also on the reverse side, they're like, I felt like nobody really cared about my story.
Yeah.
And those moments really hit me because I'm like, I am probably one of the most caring people.
Right.
I can't turn it off. So stuff like that makes me feel some type of way that nobody else cared about you, but I always felt like nobody really cared.
Yeah.
And people feel that, though. That's the thing that attracts other people to you. Like when you in them rooms, and with the, you know, the big time people, whatever, they feel that energy, they feel that you're genuine. So it's easy for them to build a relationship with you know what I mean, later on, or whatever opportunity.
Well, it's important to be authentically you.
Yeah.
Like, just like you're saying, like if you can't be real with anybody, and I think that's a missing piece, especially in today's society, just being real. Like people don't get to be real with anybody anymore. Like, this interview today is the most real. I looked up your stuff. I said, Lord, she got all these darn followers. She about to be up in here. Who is this female that's about to come in here? We in this house. I'm like, they're clean up because I don't know what's going on. Yo, Shorty came in with your whole fit would have been what I would have wore, but I ain't know if you was coming here. Daryl said he was coming from a shoot. Yeah. And I seen it, I was like, oh, we good. Like, that's all I needed was my comfort. Like, that's my comfort right there.
Please be yourself. I'm more.
You know what I'm saying? But I think that's what makes this type of environment and just in the world in general, like, so much more. It's so important to just be real and just connect because nobody wants to. Everybody's trying to be the front instead of like, yo, no, today I am tired.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I have anxiety. I don't like driving over the Woodrow Wilson Bridge.
Oh, that's what took you so long. Right. You go about 5 miles out.
I'm like, I don't like DMV drivers. DMV does got the worst traffic.
As long as you've been here, girl, we supposed to be like, that's him. He don't like being up here.
Nah, because why people
do all that? That's your side, though. Once you come over to VA, we be acting like we got sense. But once you hit over Maryland,
once that joint splits, you're like, well,
you better go 90.
First I was like, okay, he said Alexandria. Okay, let me make sure I'm on this side.
Right.
Because I ain't trying to go over there.
And when you get back into Maryland, you gotta go from our 65, 70 to y'all 95, 100. Because I don't know where y'all be going in Maryland.
Me either.
But anyways, but yeah, I think that's dope. That you know what I mean. You like you said, you're authentically you, and you've connected, and you're able to, and through your personality, through just being genuine, doors start opening.
Things that I thought was like Xing me out from spaces has really people have been.
Yeah, that's super dope.
So let me ask you something. Out of all the 60 interviews you got, and I'm pretty sure you felt like, I got enough. I'm done. I ain't trying to do nothing else. It's done.
There's 3 more I gotta do.
That's what I'm about to say. Can you say those 3, or who is your main joint you gotta get?
We had 110. Remember that, okay?
I know.
No.
Do I gotta catch up to you?
No. Trust me. Look, I had 110. If I would have knew better, I would have capped it at 50.
Yeah.
So I chopped those other 50. So I'm down to
Let
40.
me know he had somebody in his ear that said, "Do we need to?" I'm sure we don't, but okay.
Yeah, you got to learn the hard way. Sometimes you got to bump your head. You got to, you know what I mean?
One day. You're young too, so I can give you this. See, there's certain things that I can take. I don't know about this what y'all do, but I do know how to go through it. Man. Okay. What we need to do, what you don't need to do. So feel free. Once you leave here, get my phone number from him, and I'll be like, don't do that. Been there, done that. Got it. But anyways, back to his question. Yes, who's your 3, if you're allowed to say?
Yeah, I mean, I need to get Kiki Rice.
Oh yes. Okay.
My brother trains Kiki.
Oh really?
I still haven't interviewed her. Yeah,
Wow.
and she's out in LA, so I'm
Right.
I know I need to get Kiki, especially with all she's been doing. UCLA about to be a beast this year.
Yeah.
And then Tracy, formerly known as Tracy King, Tracy Hughes now, out of VA. She has been really heavily in the agency world now, but she went to North Carolina A&T, a year older than me. But she's incredible mind, incredible person, and just also wanting to represent that business side of sports and where that can take you, even if you are an elite athlete, how that looks. And then Shakira Austin.
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta get
She's here. Daryl got her. She was in our house. She's the biggest crowd.
Oh my God.
She came in, her hair was to the center.
I know. Was her hair red or gold at the time?
It was gold. It was gold.
It was like reddish.
Yeah, red is gold.
Okay, I was about to say, because if her head's up there, her hair might leave it straight. You never know.
I ain't want to take no picture of all of it.
She's so cool.
Yeah, she is.
Cool.
Yeah,
No, that's tough.
dope.
Yeah, that's good. So how much longer you going to be here?
I leave on Sunday.
When?
Sunday night.
Oh, you want to come do our speaking engagement?
What?
Some kids.
She's trying to work in there. Look.
I mean, she'd be like
She said, I
talking to
give
kids.
you an entry and take a
For the
foot.
kids. I'm just saying,
That
like,
has to wait till my heart.
listen. Well, if we can offline it, but anyways. So we coming up on our time. We don't want to take too much more time. You got any other? Look, this was good.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you coming out, being an inspiration. I think it's important to see. I know for me personally, it's a blessing to see what you're going through and how you made it, because literally I'm seeing it from the raw side, brand new, and to know that you didn't go to school for it. My husband didn't go to school for it either, and he's been indoors. I was just preaching the other night how he's been indoors at like, you couldn't tell me that on a regular person could get into. You know what I mean? And so to hear you're going through the same thing, it's like, it's super dope to see somebody going through that same traction that he's going through right now and being super successful at it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
Yeah, the opportunities I've gotten off this, I didn't even touch on like sitting across from Steph Curry.
Director and camera operator, Miss Melanie Page.
I actually interviewed Steph Curry's, all his business partners first, because actually that day was the day that Steph's assistant coach passed away a year ago for the Warriors. So Steph couldn't make it on day one. So I was with all of his people, and they're all super business people. Like I'd like to be able to pull out personalities from them.
But it won't happen.
Yeah, it was not happening. I was like, I don't know how Steph's is going to go if he's like these people.
right.
Steph's interview was a week later, some days later. I went back up there. And mind you, like I only know like base level of people. But I know that I have never heard a bad thing about him. And he was exactly that.
Really?
Just that genuine. Honestly, he felt like an older brother, for real. Like, he was just super cool. And And sitting across from him, well, they did the photo shoot for him first. And it was cool because I was like the stand-in for like a layup.
Oh, yeah.
For the shot.
Yeah.
That was like the best photo I have of me. I need to print that out, actually.
Right.
I was Steph Curry.
Right.
Made the layup, too. The
Right.
ball going in the hoop.
Right. You had to make sure, you made that layup, too, on set. Everybody talking, oh, Lord, she can't make nothing. Everybody talking, nerves, Steph watching, everybody watching. And then, look, you slept bullets too, like, Lord, please let me
And it was a
use
left
this.
hand, too.
Hold on. Do I get a warm up first? Wait, can I get this warm up?
Like, let me...
Right. Like, this is serious. They like, we just trying to take a shot. Like,
Yeah.
No, this is basketball acumen. I gotta
can't
make
miss
sure
this.
I can make
Yeah,
this.
all these dudes around here.
Listen.
Me.
Right.
Like, I want to be the one to take the shot.
Right. And so his personality was everything that you thought.
Super cool.
Yeah, that's so
Yeah. I found out he couldn't spin the ball on his finger. I was spinning the ball with the camera in my hand right behind him.
Really?
Oh,
He
it's
can't do that.
No. I had it on camera because I was rolling. He was like, I see what you're doing.
That's tough. We ran into him. That's my son, one of my sons, if not his favorite player. And we had a client who would gift me for my birthday. We were Warriors fans.
Okay.
So gifted me for my birthday courtside tickets every time they came to the Wizards. And so being courtside, we got to meet any and everybody. And one year we met Steph and met his wife. And my son went up to her and said, "Excuse me, can I?" This one, he was like 7, 8,
Right.
and said, "Can I please take a picture?" And she was like, "You're the first person who's ever asked me that." Absolutely. And she took a picture. So if you ever go up in his room, he has all these Steph and all these famous basketball people that we've encountered over the years. So I had a feeling he was like that.
So
super
genuine, so
chill.
pure.
Yeah.
And even the questions that I was asking, and I asked essentially the same line of questions, a week before, and just asking like basketball but business questions.
Yeah.
So I was like, if you could name your starting 5 of your business people and like how that relates to the business world in basketball, like who's the point guard, who's the shooting guard. Their questions were so stoic, but he was like, "Oh, that's a great question." Like, and just getting that validation from him for my line of questioning and the conversation we had, like, and then he gave me just some really great compliments at the end. Like, this was a really great interview. It was like, hey, I feel great.
Yes. You like, who I got next? Michael Jordan, you coming on?
Like, you trying to hoop? Can I come with you?
Anything possible, didn't it?
Like, we might as well shoot for the stars.
Trying to get some shots up? Like, what we doing?
Let me rebound. Come rebound one of my shots. Like,
Is this a good form?
Right.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's super dope.
Was that the first time? Was that your aha moment? I know it has been several ones along the journey, but what's that one time you was like, "Yo, you know what I mean? I can do this." You know what I mean? Mine was one of them was Alonzo Mourning. When I sat down in front of him, because I was like, "Yo, this is crazy!" Like, this
That
is my
was
dude.
amazing.
I used to tell everybody he was my cousin when I was 13. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? That's my cousin. I used to be at the free throw line here. You do the wristband like that on the free throw, like the whole nine. So to be sitting in front of him and then just like feeling comfortable. I had plenty of interviews before that. I don't know if Don was before that or after.
That was after.
Yeah, it's after. But the ones before that, I was kind of like nervous because my man had told me, he was like, "D, you got to get out this mind frame that you just shooting. Like, yo, you a journalist now."
Yes. I'm
like, "What the hell you mean I'm a journalist?" But then when I put it in perspective, I'm like, okay, I got to shift my thinking. So I sat down in front of him. But who is, what's that moment like, yo, I can do this. I'm good. I'm going to take off.
I would say the first interview that I was like nervous for, to be honest, it was Nikki Teasley. Because I looked up to Nikki Teasley too.
She was, oh my gracious.
Oh, right.
Yeah, she was cold. We saw her the other day, matter of fact, walking somewhere at a May Hoops game or Hoop Group. She was a killer. Yeah.
Nikki Teasley, driving out to that interview, I was actually like sweating. Like I was nervous. And I was like, if I fangirl out in front of her, this whole doc is a wrap. It's over.
Right.
Like
Right.
I was able to maintain my professionalism throughout that whole thing. Afterwards, of course.
Right.
But that was like, okay, I can actually do this because I know everything about Nikki Teasley. Like I am reverting back to my 12-year-old self right now.
Right.
But the fact that I was able to contain that and like still make her feel comfortable, because she's not a comfortable person in front of the camera.
Okay.
So it actually took a while for me to be able to get her. And then when we dropped, when my interview came on January 5th, 4th, Nikki texted me that morning that she had heard screaming from the living room, and it was her daughter seeing herself on TV.
Oh, wow.
Because they used a little bit of that clip that we had of
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That was the moment for me of like, okay, I can do this. This is purposeful. Her daughter
That's crazy. What's the odds of that?
saw her.
And she texted you
Yes.
to let you know, like, that would have been enough for me.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
She
Like,
texted me at 8:00 in the morning that they were watching the news.
right.
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 Out of all things.
Yeah. And her daughter saw it first. And
That's crazy.
that was it for me.
Yeah, I think I've been like that with you. I think it really hit me for you when we were sitting with Bam.
Yeah.
And I thought Bam was hot. And one thing I loved about Bam though, he wears, so our business is CTAB, Cross Training Athletes and the Believers, is our basketball training and mentorship. But we have bands. He wears our bands all the time. And so when you look at him in interviews and stuff, you can see clear as that. So I was kind of...
He don't take it off.
Like and when he popped it, he hit him up, was like, I need more bands. Yeah. So, and he's been, at that time when we interviewed him, he was like hot. So when we went down to Miami to go interview him, I was like, he's going to be like, he's young too. So he might be a little, man, we was kicking chill. Like we were like brother, sister, like to the point, like, go ahead, call your son so I can FaceTime him. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. But you know, at first you trying to be, but once people break that, for me, once you break the barrier, we kicking it, and I'm about to be, and forget my professionalism, we chilling. You know what I'm saying? Like I want you, because for interview wise too, I feel like you get the best interviews when people feel that comfortable with you. So I think that for me was my click, like, yo, like my husband is in something, and I'm on this ride, having a good time, like enjoying it. So I think that's
why that has helped me become myself and be comfortable with myself, so that I can have these Steph Curry moments or what have you. Right, continuing on, I was only going to get bigger and bigger. Absolutely, presumably, absolutely.
Well, I know you got to go, but two questions. They kind of the same. What advice would you give to fellow up-and-coming filmmakers, number one, and then two, what advice would you give to other athletes who are trying to find their way in this world when the ball goes flat?
Yeah, I think my response to them both is one and the same. It's just start doing something, because you have to believe that what gave you that idea is also going to provide the resources for that idea to flourish and bloom as it should be. If you can be the best athlete on the court and you give it your all, those skills are so transferable to this world. If you really want to, you know how to work, you know how to communicate, you know how to be a teammate, you know how to sit on the bench when you need to, you know how to coach. Like, all those things are elements that I use myself on the film set. So it's one and the same. It's just two different mediums. But you know it. You just have to get over that confidence hope. But
it's already in you.
Yeah, it's in you. It's part of you. You have that spark.
It's in y'all. Do it. You got 2 living testimonies right here. That's what's up.
We got to work on something too. I don't know what it is yet.
I got her first. I got her first. We are, because we got the double Dianes. Ooh, you like that, right? That just came.
That was a great.
It's double vision right there.
Ooh.
Yeah. You see it? I be vibing. Come on. Well, anyways, y'all, we want to thank you for another great episode of The Real Love in Basketball. Thank you so much for coming out and blessing us with your presence. For those of you guys who've been watching, make sure you tune in to the next episode. Subscribe down below. Share. Get us out there. And we will see y'all next time.
Appreciate it. Talk to y'all.
Ask me how I'm living, I'm telling them great. Ask me how I did it, I'm telling them grace. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, ask me how I did it, I'm telling them grace. Ask me how I'm living, I'm telling them great. Ask me how I did it, I'm telling them grace. Ask me how I'm living, I'm telling them great. New me, no time to waste. Look at me, you see I don't play. I keep running on out of shape. Need a hero, go find a cake.